Hello, guys. Welcome back to Scorpion TV. If you guys are not yet following our new page, please do so because that's where we will have everything now going forward. Updates about Gambian sports, game analysis, live coverage of volleyball, basketball, and other disciplines, other sports in the Gambia. This would be our new page because, like I said before, seeing older page has been compromised and we do not have access to it. Going in straight, this is the post-match analysis. Burundi 3, Gambia 2. We can say a well-deserved win for Burundi. Absolutely, I don't think Gambia deserved to come out of this game with even a single point. Burundi did everything that they wanted to do. They did it right, and they deserve to have all these 3 points. If you ask me, that's my opinion. But this is the post game, so we may have to go back and analyze everything from the preparations to all the way, bro. Our players. All right. What I would do, I would flash some of these comments. Absolutely, absolutely. I will flash some of these comments as I am going through. And thank you so much, Ismaila Ilature. That's absolutely a bulletin point that I am going to cover in this post-match analysis. But let's start the evaluation with the starting 11. Um, what we have seen is Coach Tom with his resources, trying to see if he can improve a back line with these new faces in the back. I'm going to evaluate the back line first, starting with the goalkeeper. I believe, congratulations, Burundi. Yes, absolutely. You guys deserve everything, and we are looking forward to playing you the next game. And I promise you, you would see a better Gambia. And I'm very hopeful we'll take 3 points that game, as you guys from Burundi would want to hope that you will take 3 points again. But we start from the goalkeeping side. Here is Modu Job returning to the starting lineup after a very long time since the last AFCON. Gambia is used to having Babakar Gay in there, but we have seen that Babakar Gay is not having that much playing time. But in terms of consistency, um, Ibrahim Akoli is just coming up with the playing time. Ibu Ture, no Ibu Ture, Ibu Adams is just coming up with the playing time. So I'm not sure if playing time was a big factor in giving um, Modu Job back the goalkeeping spot. Overall, I'll give Modu Job, if I'm rating players over 10, I would want to give him. It's very hard to give this goalkeeper. I mean, players a good rating when your team had played really, really poorly. But I think with Modu Job, I can give him a 6, just a little bit above the average today. Um, there were chances that I would expect Modu Job to force these defenders to play from the back instead of punting it. In a game that we're struggling to keep the ball, we have to start from the back. And I saw him, because now the second half, he is yelling at James or Noah, saying, give me a better angle. I want to roll this ball and play it so we can start from the back. But that didn't happen. But it shouldn't take that long to start forcing your back line to keep this ball. It should have started from the beginning. And that's not just Modu Job's responsibility. That is Coach Tom's responsibility to see that we are struggling to keep the ball, basically because we are not building up play from the back. Every time we have a goal kick, it's an opportunity for us to build play. If we punt it, it's a 50-50. So the coach has to jump on that. I have a segment for the coach. I'll come back to that. I go to the left back. I want to start with the left back. This is the opportunity. This was an opportunity for Ismaila jump, pour mu mun a naka laa ko ooyee sax pour mu mun a wonee boppam, pour mu mun a wonee lan la mun, pour mu mun a wonee ne hey, I have a future in this team. Unfortunately, this is not his best game. He was exposed a little, especially on the first half. His pace was questionable a little bit. That winger was too fast for him, And at some point, I thought he could have used the break, wherein James Gomez would come and will swing Noah. Noah could have played in the left side, but that is Jum, if you ask me. Omar Colley, again, I'll also give him a 5 because I did not see much fault from him. I would expect more communication from the captain. I would expect more leadership qualities from the captain to read this game and say, if the coach is not doing his job to get these players the way we want to play, I'm stepping in. I'm the coach on the pitch because I'm the captain and I'm also playing in the back. I could see everything. I'm talking to Hassan. I'm saying, bro, we need better. We need better touches. We need you because when we play that ball up top, if you cannot hold it, it's coming back at us. Because now Omar Kolisi second half, be late in the second half, Tamit. Miguel yell at his teammates telling them, we have to stop that play from the back. Not to new take pressure. Again, I would love to see this in the beginning of the games. Players taking these sort of responsibilities, not at the end. If you look at Noah, I would be very courteous and not give him a 3. I'll give him a 4. Noah, like Ismaila Jum, also had an opportunity to come in and say, how does my chemistry look, me and Omar Koli in the back? I play center back at my club. Now, right back, I do well. I'm solid over there. But here is my favorite position. What can I show to the coach and the Gambian fans to make them believe that this is where I should play every game? And I don't think he took that opportunity today. So I think he was below average. In some set pieces, he struggled aerially, and I could say a 4 is a deserving rating out of 10 for Noah. If you go to the right back, Mohamed Tamit, like Omar Koli, I did not see much of you know of a big question mark be ma watch rating ambi. I'll give him 6 simply because he was the better outside back compared to Jum. He was going up on occasions that we needed him to go up. He also defended well. He wasn't that much exposed, but it's very hard to give these guys a positive or a above average rating when the entire team played poorly. Ibu Adams started the game. Ibu Adams, you can see he's still not in his groove. Lack of playing time affected him a lot. When Ibu is playing and is in that midfield, even without the ball, you could see Ibu's present. There wasn't a time that Tay, okay, without the ball, this guy is making a significant difference. And guys watching, I'm being very careful with my words and my rating and all that kind of stuff. But I also have to analyze what I saw and Lala Fogne full and short. And it's up to the viewers how you consume it, but there's nothing negative in this. It's probably some positive criticism that these players, if they have a chance to watch it, which I doubt, can sit back and say, yeah, we could have done better. We could have picked some of these things that these fans are saying and implemented. So Ibu Adams, I'll give him a 4. I'll honestly give him a 4. I think he will agree with me that this was not one of his best games. His pairing for Funono Alassane Mane in the first half, we didn't see that much of the ball. I like this player. I call this player the most underutilized player in the squad. And today, from his point of view, personally, I don't see the momentum utilizing this opportunity that much. Partly because we didn't have much of the ball, but I also expect these players to take responsibilities. I expect this Coach Tom, you read this game. 10 minutes into the game, you are not seeing what you need to see. Get on these players. Get on your center back. Help them out positionally. Help them out with their movement. If they're not scanning, if they are not in the right angles to move these balls forward from the back, instruct them. You need more of your influence in the game on the side tactically. especially on a game like this. And I believe we played the entire first half with no adjustment from the coach that I could see, and no adjustment from the players themselves that I could see to say, playing in 10 minutes, we've given up 3 corners. Playing in 30 minutes, we've given up 6 corners, 5 corners. Playing in 33, we've given up 7 corners and we're 2 goals down. No adjustment from the coach. Coach, we need to see more, especially when the game is progressing and there isn't much of a flow. Tactically, we need you to inject something in there. So, Lol Nekufawon, Alassane Mane, as a player, we got to organize these guys better. I know center backs in Nungsa Ganao, yes, but if that ball is not coming to you on goal kicks, turn around and instruct these center backs. I want you here, I want you there, I want you there, or yell at the keeper and say, bro, we want to play from the back. Arrangeal sa center backs yi properly, su ko defee ñun digay ñuy mun a rocceeku ball tegu suñ tànkay. I cannot play 20 minutes and Asa Alassane Mane have 5 touches or 6 touches. Because this small club, I have, in 20 minutes, I have more than those touches. What were we doing right for Funono? In Gambia, if we are not doing it right, let's communicate as players. Ibu Adams, you are with me in this midfield. Jamano, if you guys are like 20 yards apart from me, when I have the ball, when I turn, I'm not having option. Communicate this to them. Defenders, you get in play ball all the time. We are not possession. Communicate to these defenders. Provide right angle for silent goalkeeper. We will play from the back so we can keep possession and move on. You know, as a team, it was poor. So Alassane Mane too, I'll give him a 5. Jamano had a very poor half. Again, I've said he is one of the best players I've seen play live around this time. You know, but today, nah. Today, especially in the first half, he could not get much of an influence in the game. And we know that if he gets the going, Gambia is going too. So I'll give him a 4 on that. Coley helped on his side a lot. You know, without the ball, he was helping a lot. That side of the flank wasn't exposed, so he did that bit of the game. But also you could sense that he's way away from where he usually is when he is fit. I was expecting Coley to be subbed at least 20 minutes before game BDJ. I was expecting that. I did not see it. He held on and he had more impact at the last side of the game. So Coley too, I'll give him a 6. On the other side, Musa Barrow. Musa Barrow on the first half, I'll give him a 4. No influence on the game whatsoever, nothing. You know, I was saying let's keep Musa Barrow for Funono because when these guys come in, when the quality is better, when these guys come in and they're having a better day, you could see more out of Musa Barrow. But better second half, maybe second half you give him a 5, but first half definitely give him a 4. Hassan Cisse, I'm cheering for this guy to come back to his old form. We have seen what Hassan can do. He scored a lot of goals for us. But at this point, on the coaching side, if I cannot help Hassan out and get this streak off, maybe putting him on the bench, maybe starting him on the bench can be what he needs for Mumuna reset. You know, because based on the third performances, you know, we love Hassan, but there isn't much to tell us that Hassan should be starting the next game. You know, nothing against the player. We love the player. We'll defend the player everywhere. But the performances and the fixtures coming ahead is more than the players. It's more than Ras. It's more than fans. So we have to analyze it and say, lan mo gën pour Gambia. I'm not sure the Hassan performance hami merit na pour mu start the next game, if you ask me. And I don't think that this is a wrong. This is an awful opinion. I think most Gambians would hold this. Nothing against his quality, but his performance has been poor. Hassan is probably a 3 today, unfortunately, because I was cheering for him to have a really, really good game. So Hassan absolutely would have a 3. Suñ fa génnee, we go to our subs. I want to start from the first sub. I believe Hamza comes in, and this was an obvious sub. And why do we have to wait till Hamza comes in for us to show that we can possess this ball? Hamza is a good player, but all the players that started have the quality that we should possess the ball. That coach, Tom Sibopam, should have the quality, if you pick 23 players, to change things around and make sure that some of your players, I mean, not some of your players, make sure that we can adjust tactically when the game is not going well. We can possess the ball. It should be in you as a coach. It should be. We cannot play 45 minutes of an awful half like that. So you lose, but at least you can see some signs. Now we are trying. On 50-50 balls, Djibouti was winning everything. I am seeing air balls yoo xam ne si diggi field bi amoo bounce. One Djibouti player would have the time to chess, watch echo, turn around, and start play. Where is the pressure? The responsibility falls on you as a coach to see it once and yell at your players and say, we cannot have this. If you cannot close him to middle of the park on time, I'm looking at my bench and I'm giving them that instruction and I'm showing them, I say, listen, we cannot have this. This is why I'm making a sub. When you go in, you better make sure you fix this. Hamza came in and he fixed that part that we were struggling to possess at least a little bit. Hamza came in the second half, so I'll give Hamza a 6. I don't think I'll give anyone a 7 today. But I cannot fault Hamza. Hamza did what he was supposed to do when he came in. So he's on the positive side of the rating for a good reason. He helped us keep that ball, and when he came in, you could see more of Alassane Mane, And I want to see more of these guys in the future. Don't put a Hamza on the bench. Start him with Mane so that we can start from the front foot and possess. So if I can play a defensive midfielder, yeah, play go. Why Mane can even play as not a defensive midfielder because he's got the quality to hold that ball and possess new continent. So Hamza did very, very well. Badamosi coming in was also a change ball. It was obvious. Hassan could not hold the ball up there. At least when we hold it and send it up top, we needed a guy that could do that. He did that bit, and that was it. To be frank, there wasn't much of an impact as a substitute from him outside of giving us that ability to hold that ball and possess. And not just with the ball. Without the ball, he was also giving us the option to keep those two defenders busy so that Numuna and more space and comfortably play in that final third. So I'll give him a 6 the second half. Who else came in? James Gomez came in, and this was a changes that I was looking forward to. I was like, Coach, we are struggling with John. Bring James, sweet Noah. That didn't happen. He did it at the end to play a back three, and nothing was working for us today. James, that last goal as a center back, there is no excuse whatsoever. You giving your back to the other goal, you are seeing what is in front of you. There's pressure behind you. You could feel it. Head that ball out so that we can reset and defense again. If you cannot head it back to your keeper. But you cannot head it to yourself and try to be, let me be a little bit courteous, try to keep possession as the last guy. It's not safe. And we got punished. So that goal was on James. And I'll give James a 4/10. Not necessarily heavily rating the mistake in the goal, but what he came in to do, he wasn't able to do it. Who else came in? Bambalai came in. Bambalai was also someone that I was expecting give Ibrahim Akole a break. He would help on the ball, and he did help on the ball. Gis nañ ko so many times muy wonyeku di ñëw si diga bi, help them keep possession, which I knew that he could do it. You know what I'm saying? but everyone had a really, really off night today. Possessions that you could see Bambalai coming in, driving, being so much of a threat, heading towards the opponent's goal or the box, cutting to his left and taking a shot. Shots were not falling for him, was going way out of target. And another possession that he overran, just trying to make something happen by himself. And I don't think that was the best option. As much as he had help, I also give Bambalai a 5/10. Fadera came in. This is a very interesting one. Fadera came in, and when he came in, he wanted to make sure he gives us that width by hugging that left side of the line. You know, ubi field bi su ko defee ñu mën a play si digga bi or the other side 1 2 3 and switch. The switches were not coming. If they were made, they were going out of bound over his head. If the shots one were coming, they were missing him by a yard or two. And this was 5-yard passes, 10 yards passes. There's no excuse to not hit your guy down the flank who had opened that field that big to get the ball on his feet. So it was a summary of our night that we could not pass 5 yards. And this is to the players, less than to the coach. Okay, so I've done the players, and I'm going to Coach Tom. Okay, and I think mixing up some of my analysis when I was doing the players to get this coach on his side of things and evaluate it. Yes, the 11 was here. This is your opportunity to see what a change back line can give you. I supported the idea. I'm going to be frank. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I thought, well, Burundi, with all respect to them, they are not Ivory Coast. Maybe this can be an experiment and see what we look like. It backfired on us, backfired on the coach. This was not what he envisioned with his back line. But again, and again, I want to see more of his injection. See backline be from the first 10 minutes in their struggle, we're giving out corners. Look at what is in front of your backline, Tamit. How can we stop this pressure from just mounting on us? Dealing not just set pieces, dealing not just corners. Do we force our backline to play a high line away from a goal? You move danger bituti. Or do we come back and go back to our traditional way of, putting a block in the midfield to defend for that back line, and you cut pressure from the middle? Whatever you needed to do, coach, I believe I didn't see it in the first half. I didn't see it in the first 10 minutes, the 30, the 45. I did not see it. So I just want to see more of that from the coach. His substitutions. Hamza, I'll give him that, was the right substitution. Who else came in? Badamosi came in. I think Badamosi should have first half Saladon Dugal Badamosi. First half Bumjehe Saladon switch Asan Madugal Badamosi. Jom, he kept him there, I believe, the entire game. I would not have kept him there that long time. Maybe first half, if I want to give him a chance to build his moral, I'll let him play 10-15 minutes. I yank him out, and then I bring a James. You still keep our 4. So maybe we fix our structure, our formation as early as possible in the game, that the last minute don't change a back 3 and then get hurt from it. We get hurt from it. So Fofu Tam is kind of, I don't know, questionable. We go to Burundi. I've done the coach and the players. Then we go to Burundi. Before the game started, I did my analysis, I believe, with this Burundi team. And I admired the coach. And I've based this on research based on his previous games. He's a student of the game. Etienne is a student of the game. He's watching these teams that he's going to play against, and he's lining up tactically with his formation to counter whatever the opposing team would bring. We saw that. I saw that, and I spoke of it. Pre-game analysis bit. The first player that I spoke about too was Abidi Bigirimana. Abidi is young, energetic, and busy. He's busy. The previous game against Namibia, he had 8 shots. The front 2 in front of him, attackers, had 3 shots combined. So this guy is busy. That's why I said this is the guy to watch. And it wasn't a fluke more open the scoring for him, for his coach. He did very, very well. Very, very well. Burundi, they were just better than us in all aspects. I don't see the stats, but if I look at the stats, I would see more shots on goal, shots off target. I'll see better ball possession. See first half be huge difference. Second half be maybe a little bit, their ball possession would go down a little bit. But they'll have more fouls, and fouls is not usually a good stat as a coach. But it also tells you who is winning the 50-50 balls more, who is making more tackles. If they miss, it's a foul. But you cannot make a tackle if you don't attempt on it. So Burundi was on it. Everything 50-50, they were winning it. Balls would drop in the center of the park that we have in play from a goal kick. Burundi is winning it. Long balls would be done to switch into Burundi's final third. Burundi is winning it. Into our final third, Burundi is winning it. So there was nothing going on for us today. And on the sideline too, he outcoached Tom. Easily. They've got outcoach. You look at the substitutions he made, all of them came in and worked out for him. What I meant by that, Moy, you would not see the level was dropping on their side in terms of getting to their goal, which was, let's advance this ball behind Gambia's defense because it's their weakest link. We can make something happen. They had chances in the second half. They had chances. They scored one, but they could have scored more. So on that side, Tamit, he outcoached Tom Fofunono. Their captain, a veteran, 20 years ago, or maybe 18 years ago, again at Burundi, then play Europe. This guy is 37 years old. But he was the man of the match. I will give him the man of the match because he dictated the play. Everything that Burundi was doing was going around him. And we could not put a finger on it and say, how do we take this guy off the game? That way they would not hurt us much. He was easily my man of the match for Funono. So Burundi absolutely deserved this win. They did very, very well. And I can tell you, this is their win. Easily, this is their win. So ñu jógee foofu noonu ñu dem si Gambia versus Ivory Coast. We're gonna have to move on quickly. Not put this game behind. Coach, use your technicians, your analytic guy. Let him get in the video room. Spend as long as he can to study that game. Cut clips, make analysis, and put these guys back into the study room as players. Point out every single thing that they have done wrong today and make sure they don't do it against Ivory Coast, because Ivory Coast would give us a 6. If we play like we played today, Ivory Coast would easily give us a 6, 7, 8. There's no buts, if, maybes about it. So in performance today, if we take it to Ivory Coast, they would give us easily 6, 7, 8. So we are putting this game behind, but we are not. Get your guys in the study room. Get your analytic guys busy. Let them sit the team entirely. Let's study this game again. Let's watch the areas that we could have improved. Let's watch the areas that we did really poor. Let's talk about how can we fix it. And then you said, gave me Ivory Coast. I'm going into the Ivory Coast game, and I'm also asking. I've seen a post about Janko. He could not play because of a fate passport. If this story is true, it is totally unacceptable, even though we are all humans. Man magina muna fate. Kumuna fate. I don't think there's people out here that could forget more than me. I can sit here and give you 1 hour of a session. I'm just recalling fate yuma fate. And I've lost valuables because of it. And I'm ashamed because of it. I'm embarrassed because of it. So it does happen. We are all humans. But it's not acceptable. Is it acceptable that I forgot a valuable in the airport and flew to the next state and lost it? You can forget me, but it's not acceptable. I should do better as an individual to be more responsible than that. Janko needs to be more responsible than that. You are coming into a game, you need your passport to play. The first thing that I would put in my bag, now that's what I do, because I know I forget a lot. If I'm traveling tomorrow, my bag be packed now a week ago. And if I'm going around my room, I'm picking up stuff you have my bag. My passport is the first one. It's always going in my hand luggage a week before I even travel. So I know all my documents are there. The only way I would leave them behind was my fate bag. And I'm not gonna drive to the airport and fate bag. I'm there fate why not like that. I need that bag to go. Janko, it is unacceptable. Should be more responsible than that. When did they find out that his passport is not there? Again, most of the time I come out, these things are easy for us to sit here and analyze and criticize and talk about solutions because it had already happened. This is the easiest thing that we are doing right now. To sit after the game and analyze it. It's easy. It's very easy because you've given us the resources and said, now tell us what you think. It's not as easy for them before the game to sort these things out because it had not happened. They did not have the opportunity, or they are not even magicians or prophets to know what would happen ahead. But this is an opportunity for us to set a checklist for all our players. When they come into camp, all of them, I'm having a checklist. When you come in and I mark me, okay, Omar Koli Exina, I'm also marking your documents. Passport is one of them. You needed to play. Show me your passport. I check it. Everything else that you need so you could step on that field for Gambia, it would be on that checklist, and I check it. I'm not saying they have not done this. Maybe they did it and they knew a while ago passport be there. Then we try and see how can we get that passport here? How can we express it? Janko is Swiss. We are in Tanzania. Is there an express carrier def next day delivery into Tanzania? If not, what is my next approach? Can somebody drive to the airport, Air Tanzania? This is a document. Yes, it is a document. Is very, very sensitive, and we should secure it as much as possible. But I would go to a level bigger, drive to the airport and see if there's somebody traveling to the Tanzania side and hand them over that passport, exchange details, get their credentials, take a picture with them, do everything that you need to do to make sure that this passport is in the safe hands. And if we don't get it, we can track this person down and see how we can get that passport there before the game, maybe you mun go use. It's easy for me to say these things because hamnani happen na but some of these guys that were there didn't think that these things would happen. Maybe that's why they didn't have these measures. But these measures are for the future. The solutions are for the future. We have to try and do that. Because if we can have Janko against Ivory Coast, it would be very helpful. Janko can go down to that left flank He's got the experience. Noah can go back to that right flank. James needs to be sharp when he comes back in with Omar Koli. And then we go from there. We see how we're going to approach it. We see how we're going to approach it. It's very, 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 very difficult to lose your first game against a team, with all due respect, that Gambia was looking at and say we could get minimum a point from this to have a good start to our campaign. I'm pretty sure Burundi was looking at Gambia too and say, well, you know what? If we cannot beat Gambia, let's forget about Ivory Coast. Let's go out there and beat Gambia. And they did it. So you could see both teams looking at evaluating their opponents and say, this is where we want to take our 3 points if we're going to have a 3-point. Gambia failed on that. Gambia failed on that today. So it's going to be a daunting task. The next game you go against Ivory Coast, you cannot come home empty. If you come home empty, you are on the bottom of the table. And then these games would end up being our test games that we always wanted to test the teams. Because if you lose 6 points now, I'm not saying that you can go to the World Cup, but you need a miracle to do that. These games would just automatically just turn into a test game for the squad, and it would be more difficult for the coach to invite players because the motivation would be not as much as before. If you are playing qualifiers knowing that you don't have a chance, and my club team is playing the next game, if we win, we get into the playoffs. Honestly, I'm not coming. I'm prioritizing it. And you could say whatever you want, but this is more realistic now. They pay my bills. And if I do well and we get promoted, it's good for Gambia too. We don't want to get there. So let's get a point. Let's keep the motivation in this process, in this project. So it'll be easy for the coach to come in with these players. I don't know the situation with Ali Sow and Musa Modu Baro. These are players in high leagues, in the Turkish league, that with their quality and pedigree and where they are playing right now, can help this team big time. Okay? If something needs to be done on the side of the coaches, the technician, the GFF, the ministry, they do their bit to make sure that Gambia have the best quality in these projects. If there's something that needs to be done on this side of the player, let's just say the narrative that is going on had some element of truth in it. Don't quote me on this, or don't say Ras said this. I said, let's just say, or if there's an element of truth there, your availability is not up to where the standard the coach needs to have it, so you can regularly represent the country. As a player, you need to work on that. You need to work on that. If that story has no element of truth, I also believe as a player, if my character is being represented in a way that is not a true reflection of myself, I'm coming out and I'm making sure that the Gambian people know that this story is not true about me. I'm always excited to come. I'm ready to die for Gambia or whatever it is. Show it. Because we need quality players in this team. We need quality players in this project. We need players that can come in and say, this performance by us is not acceptable. We're not going to wait till the second half to change it. We're going to change it the 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So overall, very, very, very below standard performance from the team. Very, very below standard performance from the coach. And the fans have the right to be disappointed and express it. The same fans that would support the team when they excel, should have the same opportunity to criticize the team when they when they perform below par. You know, but this is it. Thank you, guys. I'm out of here. It's not a very good day. I took half of the day off from work so I could watch this game. Unfortunately, I had to be on a course this week, Monday through Friday. So I had to cancel my half a day off and tomorrow day off that I took for this game because I'm in a class for the entire week. So I'm kind of glad that I did not use my day off to watch such kind of game because I would have been very, very disappointed at myself. I was hoping that we would win, and I'll take the half a day off and the next day off and just relax and enjoy it. Hopefully next time. You can't win all the time, right? All right, let's see. Can you please help? How many teams should qualify and how many games they must win? Well, I'm not very sure, but I would think one team per group would qualify. And then maybe there's a chance for um, runners up to sort of play a playoffs. I'm not sure. I'll have to Google these things, but there's a chance. How many games must they win? It totally depends. It just depends on what the group looks like. Definitely, when you are losing, your chances become slimmer. But when I looked at Twin Table, I was hoping that we can win at least at least 4 games. You know, it may not be enough, but it's decent. It's decent. At least win 4 games, draw some or whatever it is. It would not get you across the line, but it's decent. Hampate, bro, Tom is a headache. Yes, he's not the most popular guy in Gambia, especially his tactics. I'm a big fan of Tom as an individual, as a motivator, as a successful coach, but not as much in his tactics or his game approaches. You know, for no mom, I'm always wishing that this guy can improve it. There's another one. Very poor performance from the team. Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Our first half game was like a testing, a new team. This is very sad. Yes, I agree with you too. I think the back line was sort of like an experiment. Let's see. We struggle a lot conceding goals. Can this fix it? Unfortunately, it was worst. But these things happen. No excuses, but these things happen. I'm gonna log out in a little bit. Let's see what we can get. Bro, our players should show seriousness. Yes, I would think they could have been worded differently, but I'm in agreement with you. I think what you meant by show seriousness is they did not show any will, they did not show any fight, no zeal, no energy, no. Let's go back to your word, seriousness. That absolutely, from the players, and the coach should not accept that for that long period. You have to instill something in your team when they play that awful. Not wait for the second half and try to get miracles. So coach gets the blame, players also get the blame. Your players should be held responsible because the coach is not losing 5-6 passes. Your Hamne Asan Sise could not control it. The coach is not losing some of those passes. Your Hamne, what's his name? Aliu Fadera could not be found. But 5-yard passes, and we're hitting it on the sidelines. These are players, not the coaches. But guys, thank you so much. I'm gonna log out. Hopefully, I'll see you guys Ivory Coast versus Gambia, I will try to bring one of the players that I used to coach in Texas, a very good Ivorian player, really, really one of the best players that I've coached when I used to coach. Um, I believe he is in France right now. He had played in the third tier of the US League. Um, I hope he is playing in France also. But he would be our guest to talk about the Ivory Coast game. Um, and I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, it'll be more energetic. It would be better experience than it is today. All right. Bye bye, guys.